Hello everyone, if you're new around here, I'm Taylor and I just spent a semester abroad in Granada, Spain. Now, during that time, I made the very random goal to visit all 8 capitals of Andalucía. If you don't know what that means, basically Spain is divided up into 17 autonomous communities, and within those autonomous communities there is a total of 50 provinces. The number of provinces depends based on each autonomous community and it can vary, but Andalucía, the autonomous community that Granada is in, that I was living in, has 8. So during my semester abroad, I visited all 8, and today I want to talk about my experiences in them. Let's go ahead and jump in, ranking from number 8 all the way to number 1. Coming in at number 8, we have Jaén. Jaén is only about, I think, like an hour or 2 bus ride away from Granada, so it's a really quick and easy day trip. I went with my roommate and we had the best day ever. Seriously, we still talk about how much fun it was to this day. Probably one of the best days of my life. We just had so much fun just roaming around the city together, getting lost. We were on like the side of the highway at one point, thinking we could like walk to this castle, which didn't work out.
This is really fun.
Okay, so what do we do? Like, actually, we need a game plan.
But then we finally got to the castle, and it was actually so cool because there was like no one there, like literally no one. And we ended up walking up to this watchtower, and we had our lunch there, and we were sitting there for like an hour or so, and there was not a soul in sight. And it was a magical feeling to be in Jaén. But honestly, I'm putting it at number 8 because there's just not a lot to do there. Like, it's nice to walk around for like an hour or so, but other than that, it's honestly kind of just olive trees. Again, I had great memories in Jaén, but personally, it's not somewhere that I'd be itching to go back to. Coming in at number 6, we have Huelva, by far the most underrated capital of Andalucía. All of the Spaniards that I told that I was going to Huelva, which now I think about it was not that many, but they all said, oh, Huelva is kind of ugly and there's nothing to do there, which there's not a lot to do there. That's fine. But it was really pretty. But my favorite part personally was that my friend and I went during Semana Santa, and just because the train ride to get there was a little bit longer, we ended up staying overnight just because it was a lot to do in one day to get there and get back. So we stayed overnight, but that meant we got to witness the Semana Santa processions at night, and it was so cool. Besides the Semana Santa part, because I know that's only a few days a year, walking through the city was really pretty. And again, I was actually really pleasantly surprised. Like, I don't know, everyone said that Huelva was ugly. Spoiler alert, it's not. And it also looks a lot like the southeast of the US, like particularly like the coast of like South Carolina down to like Florida. My friend and I kept commenting on that as we were like taking the train in, because as soon as you got into the province of Huelva, it really started to remind us of the southeast. Next up, we have Almeria, another day trip from Granada. The bus ride there was about 2 hours, and I went there with another friend from my program, and it was so much fun to spend the day together. Again, really great to walk around the city. It's also on the beach, so if you like the beach, then I'm sure you'll love Almeria. But again, not a lot to do. I will say though, it was really pretty to walk around, and I really enjoyed it. I do remember we also stumbled upon some sort of like, I don't know if it was like a holiday or just like, I feel like it was more of like an event or something, but there were like a bunch of like vendors set up, like some little tents, almost like a market type of thing. But there were like a bunch of decorations and like music and stuff. And it was really cool to see that. But again, I feel like there wasn't too much to do. Although the highlight of the day definitely was walking out on this like big boardwalk. It was like overlooking the ocean kind of, and it was a really pretty walk. Coming in at number 5, we have Cordoba. Now, I've actually been to Cordoba twice, and I think this also goes to speak on the subjectivity of travel, because the first time I went there with my family about a year before my semester abroad, we didn't love it. Like, I was content with not going back to Cordoba, but the only reason I went back is because it was one of our trips on the weekend with our whole program. So we went with our resident directors and everyone studying abroad with API, and I loved it the second time. It was so much better than the first time around, which I don't know exactly why my family and I didn't love it the first time, but I really enjoyed just wandering around the second time. Definitely walk over the bridge at sunset. It is so pretty. And of course, seeing the Mezquita is a big highlight in Cordoba. And it's also really cool to just learn about the history, because there is so much of it there. It truly is just an incredible city. And now that I've been there again and I liked it a lot more, I definitely would go back a third time. I also really loved like wandering around just like the side streets and all of the like potted plants and the patios, and it was it was very much so like an Andalucía type of vibe, and you can't go wrong with Cordoba. Now, this is definitely the part of the video where people are gonna start to disagree with me, but at number 4, I'm gonna have to say Granada. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Granada, and it is undoubtedly the best city to live in. And I might have to say it's one of my favorite cities I've ever been to, just because of the memories, the experiences, and just all the time that I had there to really take everything in. However, if I was only going there for a day or two as a tourist, obviously you would go to the Alhambra and then you'd probably go to the Albaicin. Those are pretty much the 2 main highlights of Granada. But I feel like all of my favorite spots, my favorite paths to walk, my favorite parks or places to go for food, those all came after spending a good chunk of time in Granada and really getting to like discover I like this part of the city better. Oh, but like this part of the city is more like this type of a vibe. And again, travel is so subjective and I cannot say enough good things about Granada, but I just feel like spending a day or two there, I would not have been able to like fully take in everything that I do love about Granada. But this also gets me thinking, like, would I feel the same way about some of the other cities on this list if I had gotten to spend weeks or months there? Now we've made it to the top 3, and in 3rd place we have Cadiz. Cadiz is the other city along with Cordoba that we went to with my group, so we spent a weekend there with one of our residence directors and then a good chunk of the kids from API, and it was so much fun. We seriously did so many really cool things. We went up to the top of this tower, which I forget the name, but it had amazing views and this like really cool 360 camera where you could pretty much see like everywhere in the city, which was amazing. There's also a lot of history in Cadiz, so if you like that, you'll definitely enjoy that. I definitely recommend taking like a guided tour if you want to like learn everything about it. And then what else did I do? Oh my God, I went to this castle by myself and it just had like amazing views of the ocean, and just like being like just in this old castle was so cool. Seriously, I cannot say enough great things about Cadiz. I really enjoyed my time there and I would love to go back. Coming in at 2nd place, we have Malaga. I've actually been to Malaga 5 times now, only because my family and I hosted an exchange student back in my senior year of high school, and he lives in Malaga. So it was really cool to go back multiple times this past semester to visit him, see his family, and it was just amazing. I cannot say enough great things about the city of Malaga itself. There's history, there's beaches, there's a really cool downtown area. There's a bunch of little hikes as well where you can go up and get an awesome viewpoint. Also, if you want to like travel through Malaga or even make Malaga a home base, it's also because there's a pretty big airport there that flies to a lot of places, both in Europe and outside of Europe. And coming in at 1st place, my favorite capital of Andalucía and also the capital of Andalucía itself, we have Sevilla. I cannot say enough incredible things about Sevilla. I feel like Sevilla really captures everything that I love about Spain. Just like the environment, the outdoor culture, the history, the food, the people, the traditions, just everything about Sevilla is something to love. And I truly like cannot say just how amazing my experiences in Sevilla have been. Now this past semester I did only get to go for a day trip, but I had been before, so it evens out. And I got to go during the famous fair, which was so cool. Even if you don't actually have like any like of the actual clothing to wear, or even if you can't go into the little tents, I totally forget what the name of them is, but it's so amazing. Just like walk around and really just experience the environment, the culture, the ambiance. It is truly just amazing, and I am absolutely itching to get back to Sevilla. Yeah, I cannot say enough amazing things about Sevilla. Definitely the heart of Andalusian culture. And there you have it. That was my experience visiting all 8 capitals of Andalusia. And honestly, you can't go wrong with any of them. But I hope this also brought a little bit of light to the subjectivity of travel, because even though I knew it was a thing, I didn't realize how big of a deal it kind of was to a lot of experiences that we have when we travel until this past semester, specifically with all these capitals. Like when I went back to Cordoba, that was really surprising how much I loved it the second time around. But then also like places like Jaén, where it wasn't really about where we were, but it was kind of with who I was with, and my roommate and I had the best time, and I don't think I would have really enjoyed my day had I not gone with her. So anyways, those are just some of my thoughts, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you've been to any of these places. Would you like to go to any of them? And that's all that I have for you guys today. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for new videos every Monday, and I will see you all next week. Bye!